Look up at the sky, and what do you see on a clear night? The moon, if you're lucky. Believe it or not, the moon used to shine bright every night, beautiful and rich. Back then, the moon was different. It looked green, blue, and violet. Oh yes, the moon did not look as it did today. It has a rich history and a rich and beautiful past. The reason your planet has such problems is because of the different human races. If you really want to know about the moon and the plants and the animals who thrive and grow under its protection and love, then listen, you're in the right place. And as for the inhabitants, it goes like this. You're 1 part light, 1 part earth. Others are 1 part moon or 1 part light and 1 part Martian, so on and so forth. But here on this plane, there are 3 other contributing places for races, but to tell all of them would be a story for another time. Maybe I will tell you it soon, but first, some clarification here. Your moon was a twin planet to this one right here. They were born together, but then separated by what they'd call the galactic expansion. The world trees that sprouted on your planet came from the moon originally. So much destruction happened, and none of it was the fault of humans. You were always watchers and caretakers, warriors and loving light workers on a mission. Ever wondered why things were different? Why so many different species, period, exist here? Ever wonder why things were different? Why so many different species exist here? Like pine trees and oak trees, fruit trees, and many different plants and animals. Actually, you discover about 18,000 new species a year. But before many mass extinction events and before your time, there were all types of plants and animals. But between alien usurpers and mass extinction events, they were slowly hunted, killed, or left through the stargates. The moon is a special being, a planetary body that moves at will if you ask it nicely. Why is science so obsessed with the moon? I will tell you in one word. Fairies. Real fairies. There are many different kinds of fairies. Mind you, we Fae people are a lot more complex than you think. We have helped progress human evolution and mixed with humans before the Creator gave you magic. Let me tell you a story of the time when the moon was blue and yellowish green. Blue from its crystalline shores and lakes and rivers, the yellow from the golden mountains and rock faces, green from all the forests and rainforests. Yes, the moon was green, and it was named Luna. Among many other names for it, the moon once had vast and beautiful forests, with trees of all kinds, collected from its many travels in the universe, looking for answers and comfort where it dwell, in a place unexplained by eyes inside me. As I am a permanent fixture inside Luna, beautiful Luna, named after the goddess who is the planetary body. Sit and let me tell you of her and her existence before time was time and things lived forever. The Creator was trying to come up with a way to teach you all as souls. So Prime Creator made other creators. One of these beings was Luna, the goddess of cycles. She is the wife of Father Time. She regulates cycles in the universe. She is a part of many planetary bodies named after her, as she is always with her children. Her mercy knows no bounds, as all were welcome where she was, and all who existed in time were her children. She always wants to be close to her children. She sacrificed part of herself to become a home for them. She gave up her physicality knowing it would be eons before she had her body back. Still, the goddess Luna, the goddess of cycles, lovingly made these paradises with care and everyone in mind. The moon was like her recreational vehicle, a mobile realm that she gave up to her children, full of information and godlike beings everywhere. A true paradise of a planet. All that is left is the inner portion. But back then, in the time before time, we lived together hand in hand. There were even marriages between mortal and immortal, making a race of demigods who evolved and ascended into their grown-up forms of full god or goddesses. Prime Creator called the elder gods together to meet. After the elder gods spoke, there was a commotion, and there was a fire in secret. And we don't know what came of it, but all we know is they all went their separate ways, leaving us wondering when they would return. Life got so much harder without the gods to help us. Also, our magic began to fade generationally until it was a memory. Some of the gods stayed for a while. They couldn't bear to leave, but they had to. We were okay until that fateful day, the day when our world lost so much of its shine, the day the All-Mother left us. We all felt as if our hearts were ripped out from our chests. Their pain was so bad. You don't understand, when the All-Mother disappeared, things all of a sudden got real. We, for a time, were on our own, but it proved we were strong after the initial hurt. We had wit, strength, ingenuity to survive and thrive. We had times where we had enough. We fought to have respect. We fought to have peace. And now we fight to save others. Ancient times, the moon existed as a planet with a goddess living with them in a capacity where if they needed her, they could wake her up. Otherwise, she was in her realm, in which the door and her palace still stand. The first things built, everything else built around the goddess abode. If it was built now, it would be the most beautiful place ever. Everything would be designer and badass feathers and pearls and gold everywhere. Everything crystal, marble, and impeccable stonework and carvings, finishing shone like glass, beautiful and charred lines, curves that echoed into the distance. Intimidating elegance was her style, epic, and it had to blow your socks off. Contrary to many beliefs, the goddess had the best sense of humor and loved to party and hold galas. The goddess loved people so much she began to give them gifts, and her gifts were so grand, as I said, intimidating elegance. And her gifts made the balance tip in one direction of the being she favored. So many sought her favor, so their realm would be great. What they didn't know, the goddess was also generous with balancing things, so if they used their gift wrong or abused their gifts, they were severely punished and in a state worse than when they first began. But after losing all they could, climb to greatness after shedding their evils. Let me tell you of beings traveling to the goddess palace to seek favors and what happened when they returned home and their follies. Let's just say don't get comfortable if you're doing wrong with the goddess' blessings, because she will make sure it goes right back to you. What goes around comes around because of goddesses and gods, just like the goddess Luna. But let's focus on the good times, parties and galas that lasted years when the goddess was around. All day and all night, and good times, good music, good movies, shows, plays, concerts, feasts, and real good after parties were in between rest or recuperation sessions. If you were present, you had to partake in all the party games and activities or risk offending the goddesses. The goddesses loved dance-offs, and performances would last days in honor of the goddesses and good fortune they achieved from the goddesses. But you better have a big dance crew and a tight routine, because she has seen it all but likes to see it again and with your own spice on it. The goddess Luna loved her people so much because she basically handpicked each citizen of her planet. Since she left it, it has been free reign, regulated to Galactic Federation trading observations and acclamation support for the departments whom they deemed necessary for human accumulation. Also, Galactic Mall and trading posts are piggybacked on so the universe could get a taste of human wares. The response to the human wares and human craftsmanship were overwhelming because of the good feelings when people created from their hearts. There was great success in selling and trading human wares or resources away from other things. But let's party. Let's get back to the goddesses' party, their favors, The moon, under divine rule, was filled with beautiful palaces everywhere. Not only that, but beautiful fountains, beautiful lakes, rivers, ponds. Every single body of water, amazingly detailed and sculpted, is beautiful in the day and more beautiful with the glow of their detailed power crystals at night. At night, they all lit up and glowed a beautiful myriad of colors. These crystals had side effects, and they would make you feel good, and had different settings depending on the color or type of party, but they all made you feel euphoric. So these galas, raves, parties, and get-togethers were perfect. Imagine having your outside patio make you feel good, like sexy good, best day of your life, your birthday, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, New Year's, Christmas, all in one day, every day, all the time, and you didn't age. People who were chosen and their families lived in the palaces with the goddess. They together created spaces of sanctuary, rest, relaxation, pools of rejuvenation, so you could keep on with the good times. Their technology, no one batted an eye because it was the goddess, it was Luna's equipment. Luna's people all imagined before they met their goddess what were divine beings and how they would help them and what they would do. The goddess provided everything and took care of the populace, so they all did what they could to keep the goddess and the goddess provided everything and took care of the populace, so they all did what they could to keep the goddess and company happy. With the blessings of the goddesses, divine objects, that is what these crystals are, and their use back then, they used gates to travel. There were no need for that type of technology. Energetic glyphs made up of crystals charged properly will transport you, if set up properly, instant travel. In all of this dynamics change among the families with conflicting views, so many beings from all over there for the goddesses. Some personally served and tended to the gods and goddesses themselves. Others tended to those who tended to the gods and goddesses. Hierarchies were established because everyone would fight over who would be near what goddesses. All was well in the universe but the rules of growth and expansion, so a push was necessary. Immediately there was a need for conditions to be met to receive the favor of the divine. They also thought a separation was in order. The people saw them gifts could be given in a sight, so they took to making the beings they loved a part of their family if they were to separate, so they could find their way back home. Whether it be a contest, an act of courage, bravery in a battle, the reasons were the gods and goddesses' choice in their realm of being. The beings would dwell. The prize and gifts grew as they didn't each other. The prize and gifts grew as they outdid each other, with acts of valor, bravery, kindness, humility, and of course the most important, love. Luna loved this thought of testing them, especially her loved ones. How much do they love me? Do they love me? She asked herself. If you think too long, your face will scare all of the followers to death. Why, Prime Creator of all people to be here, does it have to be Soul, a young man, handsome and brash? Personally, I could watch you forever and never get enough. You're so beautiful. I cannot bear for you to be out of my sight. Soul was one of the few beings born both a god and tested to be Prime Creator's court, a real risk taker. Risked his divinity and it paid off. She couldn't bear the type of risk. She would never take that risk because of her followers. Her race of people were the children she has always craved. Never get between a mama bear and her cubs, she thought to herself, and then let her aura loose, not thinking. Easy, Saul said, as he embraced her. He was always so warm, and she felt safe with him. His warmth made her feel loved. Reborn, she did not experience in the flesh the loves of her past lives. There were no shortage of suitors lined up to see her, be with her, and even see her, smell her from all over Prime Creator's realities. They lined up to the Prime Creator's realm. Prime Creator in his sky realm wooed the co-creating gods and goddesses. In awe, they loved it so much that they all made their own so they could watch their devotees progress and help them grow in the divine beings they are supposed to be. For every being on its journey of growth, the end result is to become a Prime Creator yourself and expand the realm and kingdom of Prime Creator. Prime Creator reveals himself to his children, and they all bask in Prime's love. Prime's family love on all of the divine beings there. Then they party like it's the day after Doomsday and everybody's together again. In the Creator's eyes, love is everything and beautiful. Blossoming love is the favorite flavor for Prime Creator, so Prime couldn't help lighting up Luna with beautifying charms, all to push Sol and Luna together, as stubborn as they are because they're opposites, but they attract a lot in the universe of balance, yes. Perfectly balanced as everything should be. Luna, a natural singer who she only did her best work like everyone else midday and late night. Luna, who invented brunch and mega munchies, midnight madness. A side note, that is why the moon-worshipping beings get hungry at night and howl at the moon. Luna's performances captured the hearts of the divine and mortals alike throughout the realities. She serenaded everyone with the ambiance. She serenaded everyone. The ambiance was electric and full of love, and the wanting and longing to be passionately loved, period. That alone drove her suitors crazy. All of her divine suitors talked among themselves. Let me name them. There is Solstice, changer of equinox, but he gets hot and cold from time to time, she thought. The Tide brothers, but they're always following her around and coming and going. Among the many party goers and the many suitors, a child there, Sol's brother Sirius B, who was still a little kid, the only child there drinking, but everyone called him Short Stuff. He was young and small but mighty. The fact they picked on him made Luna kinder to him, showering him with gifts and playing with him, keeping him company. She asked him, "Why are you here, little light?" He replied, "I'm going to marry you one day. Just you wait." "I'll be waiting for you, little light, but for now I have to get ready for the crowning ceremony." "Okay, see you soon. You're always the most beautiful anyways." She was always upset because they picked on him. Luna always stood up for him, but that didn't stop how he resented the other divine beings. Just like seeing him riled up, and he just replied he wasn't always going to stay a white dwarf, and he would be a big sun one day, and they'll be sorry. His cousins, Quasar and Pulsar, were there, trying to win her over with their gifts and flattery. They went so far as to say if she couldn't choose between them both, that she could have both of them. They weren't even considered. She knew it would never work with some of them, not because they were too different. She wasn't willing to change for someone who wouldn't change for her. She saw no compromise and didn't want to get into a relationship that would stay stuck and end in tragedy. Precognition is one of her stronger abilities, and she knew she needed to choose carefully. I see a lot of pain if I don't get this right. I don't want to sacrifice the little things that make it special, one of a kind. She thought about those she saw so far. They didn't have those things for me, she thought to herself. Would they be good mates? Would they treat her devotees well? What would they be like when they're intimate? I can't keep wondering, but I can only imagine, she said, while twirling her hair. Can only imagine what? Luna looked up to see her crush, Ether. Oh, about the crowning ceremony. Why are you worried? You're the best. You're going to kill it, Ether said. Luna replied, maybe you're right. I know I am right. Ask the crew. Hey guys. Over walks Phobos, Deimos, Anathema, Europa, and Castilio. What do you think of the crowning ceremony? Said Ether. Alameda walks up and says, well, since it's an award ceremony to who has contributed the most to the family of light, it has to be me. You're not even considered, says Europa. Yeah, but you are. But I do not think you're going to win like you have no choice. My Mega Hypno cat has a better chance being crowned than you do. And I say that with all the love in my heart, says Alma. Damn, throwing shade. Well, you're one to talk, but thanks. At least I am on the board. You weren't even a thought, says Europa. Ladies, watch your manners. Little ones are here listening, says Demos. Hey, Demos, lay off the little guy before he gets you again, says Castillo. That is not funny. It was one time I was drunk and he beat me up, stuck a fish in my pants, hypnotized me, and made me do the funky chicken singing. My little stick catches all the fish, but the women stay away because they know it's not dish that even the fish will dish, says Demos. I'm here. I won't let anything happen to Demos, and I won't let Demos disgrace our house, says Phobos. Hey, Phoebe, what's up, says Io, passing by. Be right back, says Phobos, a.k.a. Phoebe. Damn, and he leaves me, Demos said. Let me ask you guys, what do you think about Luna's chances in the crowning ceremony? Ether said. She has a great chance to win. I mean, there are favorites to win, but I think you can take them all, Luna, says Europa. Thanks, I feel like this is a dream, and I haven't even been a goddess as long as you guys have. How do you deal with it? Luna said. What do you mean, Luna? Ether said. I don't know, I just miss them. Do you mean being away from your family and your devotees, says Castillo. We all miss them. They were our families for millennia, but like this, we will never be apart again, Alma said. Yeah, it will never go back to that unless we go through this. We will never look back because we all have grown and become more powerful, especially they have. This is to see how far they have come, Ether said. Suddenly an announcement in their consciousness. Crowning ceremony in 2 hours. Beginning ceremonies commence now. Are they measuring magic, Luna? Do you know? Says Io. I don't know, but I would bet on it, says Sol. I was competing in one of these before, and they always do. This year I am an honorary judge, Sol said. Hey, Judge Sol, what do you think is the shoe-in to win? Said Demos. I don't know, but I'm already strongly favoring somebody already. Yeah, who is it? Tell us, said Io. I'm not going to say her name, just going to say I hope they live up to my expectations, said Sol. Well, let me know what I can do to win you over, says Aphrodite. But there are about 36 judges. I'm not going to lose focusing on the wrong heavenly body, but the right one, said Aphrodite. I assure you I am the right one, said Sol. Lay off, Saggy. Aren't you a little old or have one too many crowns? Leave some for the others. Don't be greedy, said Venus. I think all she knows is how to open her mouth and say useless things, said Luna. The goddess of lovemaking and the goddess of love both feel threatened by little old me, and I'm not competing for your crown, said Sol. I wasn't talking about you, but your reborn Princess Luna, said Venus. Well, I was reborn. I do not have any past memories yet until I break through my awakening, said Luna. Is that what I have to look forward to forgive me? I'm sorry. I want to help you. Please remember, so when I go through this, girl, because I can't. One rule, I'm not going to whip your butt, said Artemis. I remember how to care for myself, smartass, but you still wipe your butt. I have moved beyond eating, said Luna. Lucky, damn, so you only eat for fun, huh? Said Isis. Goddess of wisdom, are you here to compete? Said Hera. Yes, I am. I couldn't pass it up. See you all and get some friendly games going. I can't wait to play them, said Isis. Did you hear? You get 20 devotees if you win each game, said Ghani. Is that true? That doesn't sound like enough. Sounds like there's gonna be games till the end of time or I'm gonna leave now, said Neptune. If you stay, I'll make it worth your while, sailor. Gaia winks and shakes her butt a little as she turns to talk to Io and Luna. Okay, I'm staying. Who's got a drink? Team Gaia for the win, baby, said Neptune. Stop it, Venus is gonna take it, said Tove. Hey, smart guy, I know you think you know stuff, but I have a feeling Luna is gonna win, said Little Light. She has a good chance. We are really lucky to be able to witness the goddesses gracing us with their talents and abilities, said Sol. Next galactic crowning ceremony will be when the new gods and goddesses get there. Celestial bodies, we never know when that is, so enjoy it. Hello, Mother, how are you? We love you, Mother. They all go up to Mother and greet her graciously. They split into little groups of 3 and 4. Luna, Sol, Gaia, and Ether. Neptune, Artemis, Io, and Thoth. Hera, Isis, Phobos, and Deimos. Gani, Aphrodite, Europa, and Alma. Castilio, Athena, Quasar, and Little Light, and also a mystery person. They start the game, a combat hide-and-seek with teams of 4, with the last 3 able to pick one person who is left for the disqualifying teams. How do you play? No killing or brutal hurting, no maiming or no psychic attacks. It's not allowed. It is a catching and give it up if you two have a contest that is decided on the terms between the two and the game. They move to enter the portal, and then they see Prime Creator. Everyone get into the position on the glyphs. Now they are in place. They see Prime Creator and his family shine there. Light engulfs them as they get transported away. They feel the Creator's love and light.